Hey there! Do you want to learn that how you can nest the match function with Hlookup function in Microsoft Excel, that too with an example? If yes, then this video is absolutely for you. Do watch it without the fail. In this video, we are going to explain the easy steps to nest the match function within the Hlookup function, along with the left function in Microsoft Excel. So basically in this video, you are going to see the three nestings: match function, Hlookup function, and the left function. Okay, and I'll take you through complete steps in constructing these nesting from scratch, and all this has been done using a very simple data which will be very easy to recreate and understand, and you can easily get this exercise file downloaded in your system using the link provided in the description of this video. So go ahead, watch this video, practice this concept in the exercise file provided to you, and become the master of it. Hello everyone, welcome back to this Microsoft Excel tutorial journey with me on my Knowledge Factor YouTube channel. This is session number 126 and we are learning the Excel's lookup function in Microsoft Excel. Probably this is the last video of this section where we are learning about the lookup functions in Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to throw another example of utilizing the Hlookup function inside of Excel. And I'm adding this video about this topic at the end of this section because we are not only going to use the Hlookup, but also we are going to use the match function and we are going to put them together. And I'm also going to throw another function in there, and we haven't gotten to this one yet. You are actually going to see it much more in depth later on this course, but today in this video I'm going to throw in the left function as well. So there's actually to be three different level of nesting that are taking place inside of this function video. Now I'm adding this one here because it's a question that I have been seeing on various forums of Excel. Like, hey, I have created the Hlookup and it looks great. But when I copy that formula down, it's not giving me the proper result, right? I love the lookup, I love the Hlookup, but it's got one argument inside of it that tends to be static and something that you have to update if you copy the formula. Take a look. So I'm back on the Hlookup function worksheet. Hopefully you created and completed this one, right? If not, you have got at least the first one in there, row number 5. Now if I look at that function, I'm going to double click at 150 and this is cell B5. Okay, so we have got the Hlookup. So the first thing it wants to know is the lookup value, that's cell B3, right? That's absolute, we never want that to change. Then we have got the lookup array, essentially where you are going to search, and this is A2 to G5, and that's great, right? That's on the another sheet. So let's just hop over there really quick, and A2 to G5, this one, great, right? The next thing it wants to know is the row index number. That's this guy right here, number 2. That tells us that when the Hlookup comes over here, goes through A2 to G2, it finds XP200. So it says, oh, you want to return row number 2's value back, right? So row number 2 to this list, row number 1, 2, right? Now that's actually great, but it's actually going to be a problem because if I take that formula and I drag it down thinking I'm just going to copy that formula, I got 150s throughout because this formula is still using the number 2, right? I would have to update that to number 3 and then I got the proper result. Go to this formula, update this one to 4 and it gives me the proper result. Because remember, we have to specify the row that we want to return back to, right? If you have watching this video, I have provided the link about the Hlookup function which we discussed in our earlier videos. You can just go ahead and watch that as well, that how the Hlookup function works, and we talked and explained in deep about each of these arguments. Okay, alright, so now what I want to do here is I want to make this formula more dynamic. I want to make sure that I create the formula once, right? I want to create the formula once right here and then create it once and done. Copy it down and it automatically finds the proper warehouse row. I essentially want to match this text right here, warehouse 1, warehouse 2, warehouse 3, and I want to match that to the specific row over here. 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now something to keep in mind on our Hlookup worksheet right here, it's called warehouse 1 inventory, warehouse 2 inventory, warehouse 3 inventory. So they're tagged on this inventory keyword, this the last keyword inventory as well, but it doesn't say inventory here in the master inventory list. It just says warehouse 1, warehouse 2 and warehouse 3. So that's something we need to be aware of. Well, let's see how we can bring the Hlookup and the master together to make this more dynamic. Watch this. So now there's going to be a lot of moving parts here. This is good video to pause and look at the code, rewind and look at the formula. Make sure that you understand what's happening here and just rewind, right? Practice it and get in there. So try it out yourself. That's going to be the best. So I'm going to get rid of these two. I'm going to go back to the original formula, giving the double click. Now the number 2 is the problem. So I'm going to delete the number 2. And I'm going to bring in the match function. Now remember, the match function takes a value, takes something from you as the user and goes and find it within a range of data and returns its position, right? So it's numeric position back to you. Remember, the index num is the number. It wants to know which row. Is it row number 2? Is it row number 3? Is it row number 4? So that's really what the match function is going to do for us. Okay, so I'm going to bring in match here, and then what do I want to find? Okay, that's the lookup value. Well, it's actually the content of cell A5. Okay, but remember, A5 contains the word inventory, which the other worksheet does not have. So here, rather than using just A5, I'm going to just bring in left. The left function, and like I said, we are going to talk about left much more in depth later on in this series of the learning of Excel. But the left function will take a cell and then it wants to know how many characters you want from left hand side of that cell. Okay, so in this case I bring in left here and open the parenthesis. So A5 is a cell that I want to get a value from, so I'll just select A5. So that's the text which I've given here, comma, and I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 characters, right? Because I don't want the space or the inventory word or the colon, right? So I just counted it till 1, including the spaces. So here in the open parenthesis I will mention A5 comma 11, close the parenthesis. So that's the value that I want to search for. Now the next thing that it wants to get to is the lookup array, the match function, right? So I'm going to do a comma here and then the lookup array. Where do we want to search for that value? So here I'm going to go to the master inventory list and I'm going to grab A2 A5 and I'm going to make that absolute. So I'll just select A2 to A5 and hit my function key F4, and that will put in the $sign for me. Now one more thing I am going to do, so comma, the last thing it wants to know is the match type. So I want to find the exact match, so I'll just give that a double click and I'm going to close the parenthesis as well. Alright, so I'm now done with the match function, this guy right here. So this guy right here is all done, that just replace the number 2 inside of the Hlookup function, and there it is right there. So you could pause the video, take a look at it, make sure you get that parenthesis inside there as well at the closing, right? And that's it. I'll hit my enter key and there's my 150. XP 200 for warehouse 1 is 150. And if I now copy that down, I will get the proper result. No longer am I relying on a hard-coded value that I have to update, but I'm using the match function nested within the Hlookup and a little bit of magic from the left to do it all for me. So try this one out, super sleek. And again, I see questions on it all the time in various Excel forums. That's the reason I just picked this topic. Okay, so you learn something like this, you're creating your formulas that are much more dynamic and it's going to do much more work for you. Alright, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. Hope this will help you in the coming task in the Microsoft Excel for you, and this will make your life easier. Okay, so we'll meet in the next session. So thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and as I always say, if you like this video and enjoying this journey, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get the latest content update on this channel. Alright, then we'll meet up in the next session. In case you have any questions, any concerns, then do let me know in the comment section of this video. Till then, stay safe, have a great life, and take very good care of yourself.